Welcome, Yo Bro Nation. First of all, tonight there was a very tragic, very uncomfortable situation that took place on tonight's show that really, I can't speak for Jake, who thank you for being here, Jake.
My pleasure.
And for JD, who, well, you're here.
This is Zakk White.
Tonight was uncomfortable in the most severe way, and I know everyone out there knows what I'm speaking about. If you don't know, you watch the show, you should be aware. But it was so uncomfortable, made my skin crawl watching it happen. I mean, to watch them escort Enzo Amore out of the Staples Center when he's the realest guy in the room, how you doing? That was just so wrong, right? Right?
Poor Enzo.
Enzo Amore was in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He was second row. That is probably more relevant, more interesting than the majority of this show. My Twitter blew up about Enzo Amore being ringside and making a spectacle out of himself with the Cruiserweight Championship belt in hand, mind you.
A custom belt he had made, actually.
Really? Was it?
Yeah.
Because, he's real one, bro. How you doing?
How you doing?
So you got Enzo and you got Fat Cass, who are now in the Indies. But, whatever. I just wanted to make reference of it because, yes, I know Enzo was there. I alerted him to it. I thought he was going to use the Enzo picture as a thumbnail, which would have been hilarious. But I got to see. Oh, my God. Are we streaming?
We are.
Oh, it's hilarious. So, anyways, this is your 2018 Survivor Series review. This, by no means, was a bad show. Ooh, that's sick. That is so sick looking. I love that. So we're going to go into the one thing that I think that people talked about more than they did Enzo. How do we look? Oh, yeah, that's look at us.
By the way, if everybody looks around, I'm surrounded by red over here because I am the winning side, where those losers over this way. Nope. This way, over here.
That way.
There we go. That way. Are blue, so that means they are the losers for tonight.
Wait a minute. We picked mostly SmackDown, where he picked mostly Raw. So how is he the loser?
I'm red. You're blue. You lose.
You're not superimpose me and put me on your end of the thing, so it's all good.
You picked SmackDown on a lot of matches, and
Look, this was a better than mediocre Survivor Series, in my opinion. I liked the show. I thought it was good. The main event, I think the main event was about where I think you and I figured it would be, although we picked the wrong guy to win. But, I mean, let's be honest, Jake. Neither of us are shocked that Brock won. So,
hey, at least it wasn't a, let's smash Daniel Bryan into the ground and call it a day.
It's going to take like 2 minutes. Like someone here.
I didn't say 2 minutes, I said 5.
Well, it was a lot longer than 5 minutes. And it was not a squash.
First half was.
Can we talk about the fact that Daniel Bryan looked like a fucking beast coming out?
Right?
Just black and gray. He's like, no more colors, people. I'm healing it up. And I didn't see no yes chants. He just comes out like, chant, people. But obviously, this crowd was still all for Daniel.
No. You said that there'd be no chance. See,
no chance in hell.
That's no.
Get it? No chance.
Yeah,
no chance. Never mind.
I understood. I got you. there's three things we learned tonight. One, obviously don't piss off Charlotte Flair. Number two, the pre-show does not matter.
Right.
And my goal is stupid.
That is not the third thing we learned tonight. The third thing we learned tonight is Brock Lesnar can work a match. Brock Lesnar wants to work a match.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a main event.
Apparently if Brock Lesnar likes you, he'll work with you.
Yes. So we know he likes Daniel Bryan. You know what, Jake? I'll let you lead off this, dude. You helped get this going tonight, so I'm going to let you lead off. You take us where you want to take us. We are on this ride with you.
Hello, by the way. Hello, Ronnie. I just saw that you're in the chat. Feel free to voice your opinions about what we're talking about while we're chatting. So, are we starting at the beginning or are we starting at the end?
Whatever you want to start with, and then we'll just go over the card as we get through it.
Well, why don't we start at the beginning? Let me get my notes up here.
Oh, gosh, kickoff show.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the kickoff show, which was the Tag Team Survivor Series match.
10 on 10, let the love begin.
Where to begin is more of the question.
Let's say this. That crowd was pro SmackDown tonight.
Yeah, and Raw whooped them.
Yeah, except for this match.
As far as what I said, what I have down for my notes for the tag team match, I mean, it was very sloppy. There was a lot of bad timing in it. The German into the neck breaker on Big E by Chad Gable, all I have to say is holy crap. That man has got some strength to be able to do that to Big E.
Chad Gable was the MVP of that match.
And then MVP of the commentary of that match is when he said "Glory Oos." when the Uso did the glorious thing.
JD wasn't here for this match, so we'll leave you alone on this one.
Honestly, I would say the MVPs of that match are probably the Revival.
Oh, yeah.
And then as far as the match itself, I gave it a 2 out of 5. I mean, it was not up there at all.
This match. Yes, people, I suffered. I skipped football this afternoon to watch this train wreck. And I'm about where you are, except I'm giving this 1 1/4 star. That is what they get, is 1 1/4 for me. I did not like this match. I was right about who won, but still, like, I wrote down the eliminations. I wrote down, the high spots of this. But, God, this was probably, to me, the lowest point of the whole show. I mean, the main show kicked off, and it got better, but this was still, like, the entire kickoff show gets, like, a grand total of, I don't know, 2 for me. A lot was happening in this kickoff show. Not just the match, but the show in general. They were moving all these pieces around and just... Fuck, and I'll get onto that when we get into the main show, but... I don't know. Do you want me to go over the eliminations?
You can if you want to. Like I said, I really didn't care too much about this one, just for the simple fact of the match to me was not very good.
Neither do I. That's why I'm like looking at my notes and thinking, well, do I really even want to talk about this? I mean, I'm mentioning it, referencing that it happened, even though, according to the commentary team, it doesn't count.
Right.
The match didn't count in the grand scheme of things. So I'll go over the eliminations. First off, Kalisto apparently hurt his knee and had to have Grand Metalik take over. I got a knee.
Yes, Booker T was the best part of, according to Ronnie, Booker T was the best part of the show, the pre-show.
Who, Ronnie said?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Oh, and a quick shout out to everyone who's been following us on Twitter. Whoever subbed us today, You're all awesome. I forgot to grab up names before we got on here, so we'll get you guys shouted out. So Dash eliminated Primo, eliminated the Colognes with the Shatter Machine. Then Anderson eliminated the B team. I think he pinned. I don't know who he pinned. I honestly didn't watch. Bobby Roode eliminated Sanity with the Glorious DDC on Eric Young. Big E eliminated the Ascension with the big splash off of Woods, which with Xavier Woods picking Big E up like that on his shoulders for him to do that splash, pretty good. He's got some strength.
Yeah, he's going to have a back massage after that match. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm sure Big E will rub him down with some baby oil.
No, pancake batter.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Because Mr. Booty'sworth wouldn't let him do nothing else. Grand Metalik eliminated the Good Brothers with the senton onto Anderson. Was it Jimmy or Jay? Who cares? They look the same. They're twins. Jay eliminated the Lucha House Party with the big Samoan drop after a super kick. He pinned Lince Dorado. Then you get into all your little high spots. You had that German suplex off the top rope to the outside. That was crazy. I thought he was going to hurt himself, but he took it like a champ. Chad Gable, dude, he should have been Kurt Angle's son when they started that whole storyline.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Big E eliminates Bobby Roode and Chad Gable with the Midnight Hour onto Gable. Then the Revival were in a 2-on-1 situation. Wilder eliminated New Day with the Shatter Machine, which was the counter when Xavier Woods was going off the rope for that elbow. I like how they caught him into the Shatter Machine. That was pretty cool. And then, beautiful suplex splash by Revival. Superplex into the splash. 2 thumbs up. And then the Usos win after a barrage of super kicks. And then the splash with the Superman loaded off the top rope for the 3 count. The match was meh. I mean, there were some good spots in it, which I named off. Those were my high spots in this match, truthfully.
I mean, like I said, to me,
who did that?
That German into the neck breaker from Bobby Roode was ridiculous.
That was another. They need to get that a name, and that should be like a finisher or something for them, I think.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't break them up after this. I'm so lost. This was the pre-show, dude. You weren't watching it.
Yeah, that's why I'm lost. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You didn't miss nothing. Justice, you didn't miss shit. So we're gonna go ahead and move to the main card. Like I said, the pre-show had a lot of switching around. So during the pre-show, when Alexa Bliss, and I'm gonna give Alexa Bliss some props here. She was a good captain for that team tonight. As far as making sure all her ducks were in a row, well, at least to the end. She ends up kicking Natalya and Ruby Riott off of the team because they couldn't, get along. She replaces them with Sasha and Bayley, who made it clear they're only doing this to prove that Raw is the supreme team. After that, all bets are off. We also find out that Mandy Rose, and this is in the most uncreative fucking way, she's the most least wanted person for this fucking team. But we get Mandy Rose as the final member of the SmackDown team. Before we get into the match, what's your thoughts on that, Jake? I'm glad Sasha and Bayley were added.
I thought that they could have picked anybody. I kept hoping that the reason they left that spot open was that it was going to be somebody being brought up, either Kairi Sane or, somebody from NXT coming up.
Right.
But then they ended up throwing her in there, and I'm just like...
Oh, and Naomi just said, I'm suited to be the captain. And everyone's just like, okay. Naomi, you ain't suited to be shit. But that's just my opinion.
Ronnie says he feels like he is not a real fan anymore, kind of a fake fan.
Who? He is?
Yeah, he said because he started watching at 5 o'clock and got bored and turned it off during the Cruiserweight match.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you did miss a hell of a main event, Ronnie. You did miss one hell of a main event.
And you missed Charlotte going nuts. But we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. I'm with you. Mandy Rose being added, it was so uncreative. No one wanted, and then they're talking about, oh, even on the pre-show when Paige is talking about, oh, well, we have someone who's going to fit in perfectly. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Who's it going to be? And then they're just like, oh yeah, Mandy's our new partner. That's who we need to call in. I'm like, seriously? That's it? That's what you gave us? Lame. Like, that's the lamest shit they could have done. That alone made me take a point off of this match. Honestly, if I'm to be completely 1,000% honest. Also, during this match, loud-ass Becky chants, and every time Nia would even move, she was booed bad.
Yeah, she has got some awesome heel heat going right now. I'm loving it.
Yeah, she's really playing it up with the blowing the fist and moving it like, yeah, oh, darn, oh, my poor fist.
And how many times she got hit in the face?
What? Who got hit in the face?
Nia Jax got hit in the face.
Yeah, she got blasted a couple times. It looked like it was some payback, but
maybe.
I had that this match was definitely better than the tag team Survivor Series match.
Oh yeah.
Again, I love that Nia was playing up being like uber heel. Like, to me, that was a good thing to do with the heat that she's getting. She's getting that old school heat, because of what happened. So that's pretty nice. Other than that, I didn't really see too many, screw ups as far as like them botching any moves or anything like that. So that was nice. I gave it a 4 out of 5 for what it was.
I don't think I can grade it that high. I think it was okay up till you got to where it was basically Sasha and Asuka at the end.
Oh.
I think that's when this match picked it up. The stuff with Bayley and everyone there around the middle of the match was pretty good. Bayley looked really well. I'm not trying to, I'm really at a loss for words tonight. Honestly, I am. Yes, Asuka and Sasha was great chemistry. I don't like the way they just kind of, momentum would be building and then they would just cut it off real quick. And some of the eliminations and how they happened didn't make sense to me. Like Mickie James, for instance. Just out of nowhere, now she's gone. The beginning with Tamina eliminating Naomi within, the first 2 minutes of the match. And then she's eliminated immediately by Carmella, who then takes a 5-second dance break. I'm over the dance break stuff. I really am.
I think, although I do think we need to incorporate that into our reviews. So some point we need to have music hit and JD has to do a dance break.
See, that I can go for.
I'm not dancing.
Dance break! And then
dance.
He would dance. He probably would.
Not me. My thing is, this whole match was boring other than Asuka and Mickie James.
I wouldn't say boring. It was far from boring.
Those two were the only ones that did anything really interesting.
Ronnie
and then, bye-bye Mickie James.
Ronnie says the pay-per-view was lacking with no Cena or Nikki. Ronnie, I unfortunately have to disagree with you. I feel that no Nikki or John Cena made the show better. But that's just because I get tired of them, force feeding it down everybody's throat. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Ronnie, care less about the twins.
Ronnie, I thought we were on the same page, man. Definitely no Bellas. I am so anti-Bellas. I hope he's being sarcastic right now. But respectfully, that's the issue with the WWE nowadays, is the fact that they keep going to bigger names rather than starting to establish the younger guys and building them up. You're going to end up with the WCW situation where in 10 years it's going to be the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood all over again. Dear God, half of the New Blood was old wrestlers anyways. We were watching that stuff earlier. So,
Sorry, Jake, you're not new blood.
No, I'm not Millionaires Club either. I'll tell you that much right now.
You're stuck in between.
Asuka got a huge pop tonight. I love the pop for Asuka. That was really awesome.
So after the women's,
well, we didn't talk about the finish yet. We haven't talked about the finish yet.
Nobody cares about the finish. No,
Yes,
go ahead.
I care about the finish.
Nia wins. That's all
So
that
we
matters.
got Asuka and Sasha having this like awesome fucking back and forth, and then Nia screws her own partner over, and then they just bring in Nia and just leg drop, Samoan drop, 1, 2, 3. They are going to be pushing her to the moon. And with what happened later on, I think I know where they're going with this. So we'll get to it. I'm going to save it. That's why I wanted to talk about the ending of this, because I have a theory of what they're going to do with Nia going forward. So now, if you want, sir, we can move on to the backstage promo that didn't matter with the commissioners and the general managers.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Now, I vote this my match of the night, Nakamura and Seth Rollins. But I don't agree with the finish. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Next match was Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. It was definitely a great back and forth match. The top rope superplex was brutal and beautiful at the same time.
Nakamura's hit, man.
Yeah. And then Rollins, pulled out the win with the curb stomp. So, I mean, it was definitely, I agree that it was probably definitely match of the night. And again,
not to the fans, it's there.
And again, people in the chat, I want to know what you think. What match do you think was match of the night? Like I said, me and Zakk both agree that this was match of the night, but we definitely want to hear what you guys have to think.
Turn it up real quick.
Super good. Okay.
According to the fans that was there, I heard 3 times it was boring.
Hey, Zakk, it's me, Dan the Man. Just come into the chat room.
What's up, Dan? Thanks for coming in, dude. See, people coming to tell me, hey, I'm here, Zakk. Sup? I don't know who Dan the Man is, but thank you for coming in. Oh, wait, is it Corley? Is Corley watching us?
I don't know.
If it's Dan Corley, that'd be awesome. But whoever Dan the Man is, thank you. I think it's Corley. Seth Rollins. First off, that pop for Nakamura with him singing along to his music brought me back some soothed memories. Wasn't big on Nakamura's top tonight. That was kind of weird. I'm used to him.
Yeah, are you talking about the what looked to be a like nurse's smock that he was wearing, the way he had that shirt cut? Yeah, I was like, eh.
Yeah, I liked the fact that I know why the people were booing, because it was a slow build. Nakamura was basically just picking Rollins apart. But once they started getting into the flow and they started picking up the pace and Rollins was doing Rollins' thing, it was really awesome. There was that part where Rollins went for the clothesline and Nakamura reversed it into the armbar, and Rollins was fighting it, so he rolled it then into the triangle, and Rollins picking him up into that buckle bomb. That was a nice spot. I mean, this wasn't a match with a bunch of big spots.
He said, no, this is Dan Ates from McMillinsville, Tennessee. Or McMinnville.
Oh, it's Dan. What's up, Dan? How you doing, bro? I know people everywhere, man. What's going on, Dan? Shout out to Big Dan, and he's a new daddy as of some months ago. So shout out to Dan.
Well, shout out to him and the baby mama.
Yes, Sandy. Shout out to Sandy. That Kinshasa, when Rollins, what did they say, another knee to the face, but he got hit in the back of the head?
Yeah. Michael Cole screws up again.
Something I did want to bring up. The alternating and commentary during the other matches was fine, but why didn't they have both commentary teams calling the Survivor Series matches? So you could have them arguing with each other about whose team was better. You know, get that old school. No, our team's the superior team. Like, you know, like they did back in 05 where they had both commentary teams calling the match.
Honestly,
and, you know,
they probably did it to try to not take away from the match as much. You know, because sometimes if you have people that worry too much about commentary, then, you know, it takes away from what's going on in the ring. So,
yeah, I mean, I understand that. But, yeah, like you said, Seth getting the curb stomp, I'm cool that Seth won. However, and I mentioned this Friday when we did the preview, I really think Nakamura needed to win this match. They did Nakamura no favors with the fact that Seth, this whole time, was like, I don't care about Nakamura, but then comes in and pins him clean, and then just, like, shrugs off everything like nothing happened. I really think they should have had Nakamura win this. And you could have protected Seth with just a simple little thing with Dean coming in. But then no Dean Ambrose. Nothing. Other than, oh, you guys are going to have a match at TLC. Well, so what? We've seen this show before.
We're forgetting about $2.
What, $2?
One in this match and one with Oscar.
Well, we have, okay, go ahead. I mean, if you think of it, go ahead.
Oh, we overlooked Oscar. Oscar was the first one that landed on the side of the ring. No covering her face, got it on her mouth. Looked pretty bad. I thought she had broke her nose. And the same thing with, was it Shinsuke?
You're thinking of a later match. Yeah, you're thinking of the Cruiserweight title match.
Yeah, that was ouch.
Yeah, that one looked bad. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hate him. I mean, Rollins needs to look strong, but you're trying to build a story with Dean, but most of this story with Dean's being built without Dean even doing anything. Dean's just like, I don't know, I'm not doing nothing. Speaking of, did you watch that Chronicle about Dean last night?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
That thing was a total work. There was nothing authentic about that thing. It was all working to make more storyline for the feud. That's all it was. So
I know tonight after the pay-per-view they've got the AJ Styles 365.
That I want to watch.
So that looks good. We may have to do a review on that.
I might. I was actually thinking about, if you want to, we can do a complete retrospective of the Millionaires Club New Blood feud back in 2000 in WCW.
I'm down. Let us people
watching that. Just like, I would really like just dive into that whole thing and really get down to the nitty gritty of it.
People in the comments, hey, let us know what you want to have done, a retrospective or a review of, as far as wrestling goes and as far as movie goes. Me and Zakk are going to start covering some, doing some reviews of some movies. So let us know what you would like to have reviewed and what you would like to hear us rant about. Because there tends to be a lot of ranting whenever we do reviews.
Yeah, there will be. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of pent up. But yeah, I'm not going to stick on that. I mean, they did what they did. I understand, but Nakamura's barely been featured, and then they barely did him any favors in this match.
We probably won't see him for another month.
Yeah, JD said it's like, all right, we'll see you in about a month, Nakamura. Like, adios, I guess. No Randy Orton right either.
And I want to point out, it's 30 days to defend the title, or you're stripped of it, WWE. Those are your rules.
I think something that would help Nakamura, and it would also help one of the NXT guys. I would like to see them bring up Aleister Black, and to have him feud with Nakamura.
No. He needs to go up against Randy Orton.
I mean, eventually.
Yeah.
You don't throw him with the big guys right away.
I honestly think that Nakamura and Black would be a good storyline for them to do, like a feud for them to do.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, you've got money printed on that one. Speaking of call-ups, though, several times throughout the course of the show tonight, they showed the clips. Lars Sullivan's being called up, guys. Lars Sullivan's coming to the roster. We talked about it Friday. So maybe I don't know which brand he's going to.
Are we thinking maybe somebody to feud with Braun Strowman?
I think maybe. And if not, I don't know, maybe they send him to SmackDown, and then when they do the shake-up after WrestleMania, they switch him. Because I'm pretty sure they got plans for Braun from now till Mania.
I'll tell you, Lars would be another one that would be sweet to see thrown in there with Lesnar.
Yeah, that'd be someone he'd work with. So yeah, you had your issues backstage with Team Raw arguing, Braun basically getting everyone's face, and, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't even know who you are, I don't like you, you're okay, but you better pull your weight, or everyone's going to get these hands. And yet they had problems. Well, he was also trying to heal.
Anyway, going back to the show, the next match that we are reviewing is the AOP versus The Bar.
And what did I say? Who needed that win and got that win? What's up?
Yeah. I will give you that one. However, I think something that they didn't need, I felt like they didn't need the P spot.
That was funny, though.
But
I laughed.
That was dumb. Dumbest thing I ever saw on how The Bar loses.
I laughed my ass off.
It's not even so much that they lost with that. It's the fact that, his gimmick wasn't working correctly because it didn't happen, right as soon as Big Show set him up there. So it took forever for them to actually get just a little bit to trickle out of his thing that he had in his pocket. Because if you look closely, you can see that his hand's in his pocket trying to squeeze the thing to get the liquid to come out.
That was funny.
So, to me, it was a waste.
Yeah.
And it didn't really help the match any.
Did you notice that the ref looked around and had his hands out and goes, really? Grown man peed his pants?
Big Show walked off laughing. He's supposed to be this menacing heel, and he stops, and he's just laughing as he walks away.
He's shaking his head.
As far as the match itself goes, this was not your mom and pop's wrestling match. This was just a brutal beat 'em up match. Very sloppy at the beginning. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if people were missing spots or if it was just meant to look that cluttered. We're just a bunch of big guys trying to get our footing. I like the fact that AOP came out in their old stuff. I enjoyed that. So that was awesome.
Well, other than that, other than AOP winning, there wasn't really much that came out of that match. I gave it a 3 out of 5. So
I gave it about a 3 too. It was a decent match. Good total, decent story. The team I thought needed to win got the win. I'm all for that.
I liked it up till the P part. And then other than that, I just lost.
You laughed. You sat here right next to me and you laughed.
I said it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
And he laughed. Because even he found it humorous.
I was sitting there, the fact that he had him up, and then he looks down. And everybody started laughing. I'm like, what? Why is he looking at his crotch?
Speaking of funny, there was this running gag throughout the show, starting in the pre-show, with R-Truth. Can that guy be any fun here?
What do you do in the pre-show?
He comes in when they're about to announce Mandy Rose, and he's like, thank you guys. They're announcing the next member of the team. He's like, thank you all. I'm so proud to be a part of this team. And she's like, you're not a part of this team. You're not even a woman. He's like, my bad.
Oh, yeah,
he goes,
his Raw locker room.
His comment was, why'd you have to bring science into this?
Oh, yeah, why did you bring science into this? And then he shows up in the Raw locker room. They're like, you're not on this team. Get out. And they're like, who's in charge of security? He's like, he's not even on Raw. Right. So then he shows up with the SmackDown crew. When Shane's like, you're SmackDown. He gets the truth. You're SmackDown. And he's like, what are you doing in here? Oh, I want to be part of SmackDown. He's like, you are part of SmackDown. He's like, whew, that's a good thing. because over in Raw, it's something like crazy or something like that. He's just hilarious. R-Truth, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. It is awesome. Ron Killings is a national treasure. Another
thing that I thought was funny in the promos, or especially the SmackDown promo, was, whenever Shane McMahon's giving the speech to pep everybody up, and he would come to the guy and he'd be like, and that's why you're SmackDown. And then the Miz is behind him, you are SmackDown. Like, to me, the Miz did a great job of like making that little promo spot better.
No, best line. He's like, if we win this match, I guarantee everyone gets a copy of Marine Sticks Close Quarters with autograph. And R-Truth's like, yeah, I always wanted a Becky Lynch signature or autograph. Miz is just like, asshole.
And did you notice that whenever the Miz came out to the match, he was carrying a copy of the Blu-ray?
Yes. Becky ain't even made mention of it.
That's funny. But
so we get to what probably is the second best match of the night. This is just my opinion. Cruiserweight Championship, Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy. I was wrong. That's for sure. I feel bad, though, for Mustafa Ali. Dude took some punishment in this match.
Oh, God. The bump from the second rope to the outside wall. Ow.
He couldn't even do that. He's just like, this is just happening. Boom, I'm dead. I didn't catch the end to see what Murphy did. I'm guessing he did Murphy's Law or something for the match.
Yeah, Murphy's Law for the finish.
Man,
I did notice. I did notice in the match there was a couple of timing issues when they first started out, so that kind of dropped the timing of it a little bit down for me, or the ranking. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 instead of a 4 out of 5 just because of the timing issues at the beginning, which again, that's something that most fans don't look at, but I'm not most fans, so.
No, you're not. Like, I wouldn't have noticed it, honestly. But, I mean, I can say this, timing issues or not, between the Super Showdown Cruiserweight title match and this title match, no way should the Cruiserweight title ever be on a pre-show again. These guys are way too good to be on a pre-show for a pay-per-view. They should be main card.
Well, do you feel that 205 should be incorporated into either Raw or SmackDown, and the Cruiserweight should be on the main show?
Yes.
So for like the pay-per-views, I don't mind them having their own show, but I'm saying like when it comes to the pay-per-views, they don't need to be on the pre-show or the kickoffs. They should be on the main card.
They need to be recognized.
Because these guys are doing great things. Like, what show was it? Not Money in the Bank. The SummerSlam match with Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander. That was a great match. But it was on a kickoff show where people weren't seeing it. It was in the first hour of the kickoff show. So, I mean, I think these matches, or the WrestleMania match with Cedric Alexander and Drew and Mustafa Ali. You saw that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That could have been the main card for WrestleMania. Easily. But these guys kept getting put on pre-shows.
I do have to say I'm still a big fan of Murphy. He's doing a great job.
Oh, absolutely. His trash talk, too, during the match.
Oh, yeah. I like it because he uses the fact that he's a little bit bigger than most of the 205 guys. So he uses that to his advantage. So,
but he's still flying like that freaking Asai moonsault over the top onto Mustafa Ali was awesome looking. So the guy can still do what the rest of them are doing. And I think he's only going to get better, honestly.
And isn't he...
Well, in case anyone's wondering, JD had to go take a potty, I guess.
And isn't he part of the... Isn't he still seeing Alexa Bliss?
They are engaged, yes.
That's another plus in my book for him.
Right? Little Miss Bliss.
That's going to make him Little Mr. Bliss.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, you're probably right. Oh dear goodness. I realized I didn't give any of the eliminations inside that women's match. Not that it mattered. Speaking of eliminations, we're just going to move on. You probably don't have much to say about the cruiserweights anyways. But that was the other spot he was talking about with Mustafa Ali's face hitting the side of the mat.
Yeah.
He came off. That's what he was talking about.
I was going to say, if you want, you can take the camera in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure everyone wants to see that little show. The shortcomings that one may have. So, the 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series match, for the first time in a couple years, was not the main event of this show. That was a good thing. I'm glad they saved Brock versus Bryan as the main event. First pay-per-view out the gate without AJ as the champion, and he's not, and the title's the main event. Go figure, right?
That's why we can't have nice things.
Right? So, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman with Baron Corbin as their captain, taking on The Miz, who's captain, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. I am going to let JD lead off on this match. 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series match.
Welcome back, JD, by the way.
Retard match from the beginning.
He hated this match, and I don't see why.
You guys made Joe look weak.
That's his biggest gripe.
Joe's not weak. You don't just throw Joe out there and give 5 seconds and he's out. Especially by somebody that's lower than he is. But I did like the fact that Jeff Hardy took it to Braun Strowman.
With help from me, the 3 other people.
He took it to the house.
He didn't need the other 2 guys. He was beating them up by himself.
Yeah, in his mind, Jeff Hardy versus Braun Strowman's a match everyone wants to see.
Ouch.
What's an ouch? What are you looking at?
Being Jeff Hardy in that? That's an ouch.
What? He was taking it to Braun Strowman. You saw that.
Yes, this is after he was hit with a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre, and 3 other guys had jumped in also.
Claymore kick was the only thing Joe got. Joe was out. That's garbage.
It happens.
If this was TNA, Joe would have annihilated Drew McIntyre.
Well, considering there's no TNA anymore, it's now Impact.
I don't care. Joe is on a higher level than Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre can kiss Joe's butt.
And Drew, if you would like to talk to JD in person, he lives in Carterville, Illinois at... Zakk, do you have the address?
110 East Illinois. Come get some.
Everybody can agree with me. Joe is on a higher playing field than Drew McIntyre. Actually, Drew McIntyre is not anything compared to Joe.
Actually, most people would probably disagree.
Most people?
Yeah. But, I mean, do you want to say anything about the match? I'm just waiting for him to get whatever he's got to say.
No,
I'll say what
I don't really have much to say about it, so...
Samoa Joe eliminated early after Claymore. I disagree with you, sir. I'm sorry. You're wrong. Drew McIntyre, at this moment, with the way he's been pushed versus the way Joe has been pushed, a lot like Mr. Nakamura. Unsuccessful on 3 attempts to beat AJ Styles for a championship. Unsuccessful at beating Roman Reigns in a meaningless match. Spending a good part of the year on the shelf doing a whole lot of nothing. Always, he's got the Bray Wyatt syndrome. So someone's calling JD hot in the chat, I see. So,
wait a minute, is my camera not working? What's going on here?
So, Miss Devon, I think you need to get your eyes checked.
It's good to see at least Big Show is getting some screen time.
Who in the world said that?
Your little buddy.
Excuse me? Ronnie.
You need to have a little talk.
Ronnie. Big Show needs to get the fuck off this TV, okay? Jake, you may disagree because he's a vet and you probably have more respect for him than I do. Big Show needs to get off of television. It's 2018. Go away. I thought he was retiring last year. Just saying. We're getting off track.
Hey, he's in better shape now than he was 5 years ago, so...
Well, that's true. But he still moves slow. Man, Ronnie, you're a disappointment, man. No offense. I love you. You're sad. You're making me sad.
JD, do not make me mute your chat again.
I got my hands up.
I'm going to go through the eliminations real quick, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. So, McIntyre eliminated Samoa Joe with the Claymore. Rey Mysterio eliminated Finn Balor with the 619 into a frog splash. Eddie. Shane McMahon eliminates Dolph Ziggler with the Coast to Coast. Braun Strowman eliminates Jeff Hardy. Twist of Fate into a power slam. Eliminates Rey Mysterio, 619 into a reverse power slam. Eliminates The Miz, power slam. When it's 3-on-1 for Shane McMahon versus Lashley, McIntyre, and Strowman. Didn't last long. Running around, spinning out, power slam for a 3 count. Braun Strowman dominated this match. Got yourself a girlfriend you don't want to tell us about? Check the chat, Jake.
Yeah, I see that. Hey, Misty.
Talking to you.
Hey, Misty.
Your eyes
just
checked.
wanted to let you know that you can buy a shirt with JD's picture on it. Since he's so hot, you can wear him all around the house.
Hey,
and all you have to do is go to TeePublic. Go to TeePublic. TeePublic. I can't get it out. Yo Bro Gaming and Review. And you'll see the Kissing Bandit shirt there, and you could pick one up and make all your friends and family jealous of the
It's right around in here.
Kissing Bandit shirt with JD on the cover. So
look at the lower third, people. You'll see it. It's down in the lower third. You can go in the description and get
it's
to it
actually
that way.
right here, right underneath me. Right here. Right here. Right there.
He should be embracing it. This match was a clusterfuck, man.
Jeff Hardy?
This Survivor Series match for me was a big clusterfuck. It was too much bickering with the Raw team, and somehow they still came out on top, which to me basically said SmackDown is such garbage that even with these guys fighting with each other, Raw still can beat them. That really pissed me off. That they basically made SmackDown look like a bunch of losers. That is my biggest issue with the entire show, is the fact that SmackDown was made to look like losers.
And Joe looked weak.
I don't have a problem with that. A surprise move. That doesn't bother me.
Joe's a hardcore, knuckles to fist, risk-taking guy and gets taken down by
these hands.
Who couldn't beat Roman Reigns, who couldn't beat Brock Lesnar, who couldn't beat AJ Styles, who couldn't beat Jeff Hardy. Should I continue? He's got the Bray Wyatt syndrome. Can do all this talk, but can't ever finish. Couldn't beat Seth Rollins.
Anyway, after this match, we went to a backstage segment with Seth Rollins, who was celebrating his victory over Nakamura. And Rollins was informed that in 4 weeks at Tables and Ladders and Chairs, he will have to defend his Intercontinental title against Dean Ambrose. And then he made the comment that Ambrose will have nowhere to hide now. So,
Where are you, Dean? Where are you, Dean? You can't hide from me, Dean.
And I guess since Braun Strowman accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, he gets to beat up Baron Corbin and has a shot at the Universal title now. So we'll see how that goes. But
speaking of that, we forgot to mention Baron Corbin hit him from behind after the match.
Yep.
So yay, we're gonna have build to this. I guess we're gonna get probably Drew versus Finn at TLC.
Probably.
I might enjoy that match.
And we talked about how Raw broke down during the whole match.
Speaking of breaking down, are you ready to talk about this match?
Sure.
All right, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. Oh boy, this match was aggressive from bell to bell. This match was aggressive.
Yeah.
My sister's leaving. Bye. Say bye, Larissa. Bye, Larissa.
Bye, sister. Oh, hey, JD. Misty said, "Well, he can be my kissing bandit." Well, he will for each person that buys a shirt gets a kiss. So buy the shirt.
Hey, it's $14 right now.
Now you're changing it. Last time you said each person gets an autograph. Now you're saying a kiss.
Hey, if it gets
an autograph.
Yeah, you can autograph.
She's going to say a new
I got it. We'll have a picture of him giving them lips. We'll have him put something on, and we'll print his lips onto something and send it with his signature.
Next, he's going to say new photo.
Whoa.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Anyway, yeah, this match, the women's match, was better than what I thought it was going to be. I do have to say, though, that whenever, at the end, when Charlotte was going ham with the kendo sticks, she smacked Ronda in the face. She smacked the ref in the face. She smacked, that ref got hit 3 times with a kendo stick, and he was trying to keep away from it. She was going ham with it. I guarantee, if you look at the end, Ronda's ear's actually bleeding because she got caught in the ear with a kendo stick.
Her arm's all messed up, her chest, her back.
Yeah, it looked painful. So, I don't know what they're building to with that.
That's the thing, man. And that's what I was thinking about. The match itself was probably Ronda's best match to date. I mean, you can still tell she needs some more work, but just the fact that Charlotte wasn't afraid to get aggressive with her either. This is the first match where someone's actually been, aggressive with her, and it's been, an actual, looked more like a fight than a wrestling match. Even with Charlotte doing what Charlotte did, at the end, or the holds. That's what I was thinking when this match was over. So we're supposed to go from this where I know people want to see a conclusion to this story. She's already beefing with Becky. You know she's going to be beefing with Charlotte now. And you got dueling Charlotte-Becky chants. Becky-Charlotte chants. And
you had Michael Cole corrected about 20 times.
That has zilch to the match, man. Zilch. Zilch. Take Michael Cole out of the equation. You're focused on the wrong thing. How can we go from seeing this that was awesome to, Nia Jax is challenging her for the title now. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Jake's throwing up.
Yeah. I don't know what, to me, the way that they ended that match, it felt like they're not wanting to end it there. But
definitely not.
Like you said, they've got the whole night, unless they have, when Becky gets healed up, they have her attack Nia Jax and they start something between those two. But again, they're on I mean, the other part of it is they're on separate shows. So Like, unless they're gonna start doing some like invasion angles with the shows, there's no real reason why it should have went that far, in my opinion.
Well, I told you I had a thought on where they were going with Nia and everything because of what happened at the end of this match. They could, if they chose to, because let's be real, no one really wants to see Nia versus Ronda again. Okay? And most people probably would say the Raw Women's Division is kind of in the crapper right now. If they wanted to do this to protect Ronda and to make Charlotte and what Becky are doing even more over, they could easily have someone come out and say, because of what happened, especially with that chair spot at the end, that Ronda's too injured to be able to compete, and that they want to strip her of the Women's Championship. From there, you can have her into the Royal Rumble, have her win the Rumble, have Charlotte or Becky, whichever person you want, to be the champion, and then she can come back at the Rumble, win that thing, and then challenge one or both of them, leading to what will probably be the main event of WrestleMania this coming year. Because Becky damn sure needs to be in that main event. And I know they want Charlotte, and the way they did this, they want more Charlotte, they want more Ronda.
Can we also...
And I see those three women being involved in this. They could easily have her go to SmackDown. I'm probably completely wrong, and they'll probably have her defended with a crushed larynx and everything, and still beat Nia. But this is, I think, a creative way, and I haven't heard no one else say this, so this is all coming from my brain. I was thinking of this when it happened. This is their way out. They can open up the women's division on Raw, give Ronda some time off to go do whatever she wants to do, make a movie, whatever she feels like doing, shoot some commercials, train some more, then have her enter the Rumble, number 30, surprise entrance, and win the damn thing. And then she can go on to Mania to face Charlotte and Becky in a triple threat match. And then if you want, after WrestleMania, Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir can come up, and you can have horsewomen versus horsewomen. The story writes itself.
I will say, though, I found it kind of awkward how the crowd was reacting to Ronda after the match.
Yeah.
And I want to know, did you see where she said something to one of the fans when she was walking away, that she said, "You're not a man"? Because one of the fans said something. I didn't catch what the fan said.
I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
So, but yeah, like, to me, I think that the way that the fans reacted to her afterwards, it was weird. Like, you know, she's supposed to be the good guy in this situation, and they, like, whooped the hell out of her.
And people cheered for it.
And then, you know, you have people chanting she deserved it and everything else. It's like, either, you know, you go from 1 minute from wanting her to be like the top female wrestler to she's got, you know, she's basically the female Roman Reigns in like 2 seconds. And it's like, what the hell just happened? Like, did I trip and fall into the Twilight Zone? Like, what's going on here?
And that's the thing, they were just booing Charlotte not even but a couple weeks ago. Charlotte immediately went from, "We don't like you," to, "Holy shit, you're the best thing ever," next to Becky. Like, that's why I said you could do the horsewomen versus horsewomen, and it doesn't have to be a face-heel dynamic. I mean, I pointed out, you know, Charlotte started crying. He's like, "Oh, there goes Charlotte." And I look at, you know, Ronda's face, and she's crying. I said, "Well, this lady's supposed to be the baddest bitch on the planet. She's crying too. Like, man up. Women up."
You'd be crying too if you got hit with that kendo stick that many times.
This was before the kendo stick. This was at least
10 minutes before
This was before that. I mean, I'm going to give Ronda all the praise in the world. If there's one thing she's really great at in wrestling, it's selling.
Hey, maybe she was crying because she knew that those kendo stick shots were coming up.
Maybe. I do have another comment. Damn, woman, stop putting so much fucking eyeliner and eye makeup on. That is distracting to me.
And you don't adjust yourself when you're being put.
Yeah, I thought you might have an issue with that. How much, like he said, when she had her in the submission hold, she was adjusting herself in a submission hold.
Well, yeah, I that's one of my big pet peeves. And it's actually one of Shannon's pet peeves too. That the whole adjusting the gear throughout the match. I feel like they needed to change up her gear to make it like a singlet style or something, so it doesn't ride down or ride up or ride wherever it's riding, that she needs to feel the need to adjust it all the time.
Or something a little tighter, so it's more snug. Because even afterwards, I griped about this, and that's when I brought it up. It's like, after the match, she just got her ass whooped. She's supposed to have crushed her throat, and she's, yelling, "Get away from me!" And then adjusting her gear everywhere. And I'm like, that should be the least of your worries right now. You're supposed to be selling how badly you're hurt.
Yeah, I don't know
and
why.
You're adjusting your gear, and I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't stretch her out.
Because they want her to look strong. She's the great, powerful Ronda Rousey.
But with everything that they just did in that, it made it look like nothing because she walked out.
Yeah. And if anything, that's going to make people boo her more because tomorrow night on Raw, they're going to talk about how she took that beating but still walked out on her own power. And that's when it's going to make it even worse when it comes to Becky. Worse when it comes to Charlotte. That's going to make them boo her more because she's going to start getting that Roman-type reaction like you stated. Well, shit, she could walk out on her own after literally being obliterated with chair shots. Her throat was crushed. She shouldn't even be able to breathe, but she's walking out on her own.
Yep. Which Charlotte had an issue getting that chair the correct way there for a second.
Oh, yeah. It's like, turn it around, flip it the other way. Come on. Oh, there you go. Good, Charlotte.
I was waiting, watching the ref. I was just waiting for him to grab it and be like, "This is how it goes," and turn it and put it on there for her.
Now here, Miss Charlotte. Oh, and she hit those refs too. She was elbowing the refs and knocking them down.
Like I said, watch when she's on the outside beating Ronda with that kendo stick. She smacks the ref right in the face with the kendo stick.
He hated it. And I know he's about to shit on the whole thing. But go ahead, JD. Go ahead and say what you got to say about this match. He hated it. I love this thing. I love how they did this match.
I'll voice for you.
The commentary was retarded.
Here, I'll voice for you, JD. Are you ready? Charlotte Flair was my favorite wrestler. She did the best thing ever.
I couldn't watch the match because my poll was horrible. Charlotte kicked her in the stomach. Oh, look at that shot to the face. Michael Cole needs taken out. And then you hear Graves going, "That was a kick to the stomach."
Hey, at least he didn't use the word vintage 400 times.
I am so sick of Michael Cole. He can't commentate. He doesn't know one body part. I can kick Zakk in the ankle, and I'll be kicking him in the back of the head. He's stupid. 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 I can grab Zakk by the nose and smack him. He says I'm patting him on the butt. He's a moron. Take him off the show. He's lame, he's boring, and he's garbage. Nobody wants to hear him. He can't commentate. Why is he the head commentator when he can't head nothing? Put JR back on there. How is he the best commentator of all time when he can't speak? I could be picking my nose, and he'd be saying, "Oh, look at him, he's tying his shoe."
JD, tell us how you really feel about Michael Cole. Don't hold anything back.
Corey Graves, not the head commentator, when he's sitting there correcting him throughout the whole show. He's a moron. Vince, get your head out of your butt and get rid of him. Fire him. He can't talk. How many times does somebody get kicked in the stomach tonight and he's off? Look at the headshot. Look at the headshot. Hey, Look at the knee to the face, but it was a drop kick 2 times. Drop kick, not a knee kick. What? Michael Cole, shut up!
So, going on to the main event. The main event was Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan.
But you're an idiot!
Daddy, why is Mommy yelling?
Going on to the main event, it was Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, Lord. JD. JD, what's your thoughts on Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar?
I care less about Brock Lesnar.
For the record, I told him to save it till the review and then say whatever he had to say.
Michael Cole played the whole pay-per-view of being a moron. Corey Graves is wiping his nose the whole show.
This is great, right? JD, uncensored. I thought I was going to say ass for a second.
Where's my handkerchief?
So like you said, main event time. Oh my God, this match went way better than I hoped it would have. Daniel Bryan got a lot of offense in this match.
Yeah, and some of the kicks were stiff.
Oh yeah.
Like when he was stomping Brock Lesnar in the head.
Oh yeah, like I saw that when Brock was getting in the corner, you could see Bryan's boot print on his face.
I was like, dude, like he is legit, like going ham.
And Brock just took it. Brock just took all of it, man. Brock was just like, I got this. It's no big deal. But the coolest part about this was after the match was over and Bryan was still laying there, Bryan had that smile on his face like he enjoyed getting his ass kicked.
No, that's not what it was about. It was about the fact that he took it.
Oh, it was a good match. It went a lot better than what JD predicted.
He had Brock Lesnar, because he had him in a submission hold. When was the last time you saw him in a submission hold like that?
Last year at Survivor Series. No. Question.
Can't say the person's name.
I have 2 questions. I have one for us and one for the chat. Well, both these go for us and for the chat. One, I forgot what the one question was. But here's the question. Which do you think would have been the better match? AJ versus Brock 2 or what we had tonight? I would like the chat to answer this, but I'm also curious for you guys to answer. You think AJ versus Brock would have been better, or you think this was the best option?
I think this was the best option.
JD? Kissing Bandit? It's more referred to him from now on. Just Kissing Bandit?
And then I won't talk.
We'll call you KB.
KB?
No.
BK?
It's JD.
BK?
Yeah, that's good. KB.
Bandit that kisses.
JD.
Wonderful.
KB.
JD.
That's what I'm saying. KB.
KB. KB. So what do you think? JD, which would have been the better matchup? Or which one do you think should have, well, I mean, between the two, what was the best of your night?
Batista versus Brock.
You just totally blew up what I asked.
Well, thank you for joining us, everybody.
That ending was pretty cool. The fact that Bryan had that triangle on Brock, was punching Brock, and then Brock just picked him up, tossed him over his shoulder, F5. I really love the fact that Brock sold his ass off in this match. And it's like we said, when Brock wants to, Brock can go. But now the question is, what do they do with Brock from here? Do we see him come Royal Rumble, or do we not see him again until WrestleMania?
Depends. Is he fighting in the UFC?
He's wanting the match. I know he's signing a deal for a match. I know he's been training for a fight. He's down 10 pounds. So,
who are we talking about?
Brock. He's down 10 pounds from where he was. He'll never get Brock the fair rub. It's cool, though. Everyone's entitled to their own thing. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to ask.
Brock don't deserve nothing. Yeah, you can give me that look, Jake. Brock deserves nothing.
I have nothing for that one. I'm leaving that one alone.
He can go lick a
I will
toilet as
crush
far as
you.
I'm concerned after you use it.
Oh, and can we give Shane some love? I just want to give Shane McMahon some love for taking that bump when he did the Coast to Coast.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. No. So, I don't know. Final thoughts on Survivor Series, man, or the entire weekend in general. Obviously, this show was not, to me, as good as TakeOver, but it was not a bad show.
Final thoughts for me was TakeOver was better than Survivor Series still. Survivor Series this year was better than Survivor Series last year. For the year, or for the weekend altogether, I would say that I would probably give the weekend as a whole a 4 out of 5. Again, there were some things that I would change. There were some things that could have been fleshed out a little bit better. I want to know when we're actually going to see R-Truth in the ring doing something.
Right? He tried tonight. He tried.
I kind of wish they would have let him in the women's match and then got eliminated. That would have been hilarious. But, I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean, like I said, 4 out of 5 from my point of view. I'm interested to see where they're going to take some of the storylines that came off this pay-per-view. You know, I'm interested to see what's going to go on with Charlotte and Ronda. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Brock. I'm interested to see what's going to go on with the Nia Jax, Becky Lynch thing. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, I would say tonight is the actual kickoff to the road to WrestleMania. Because they're going to go through TLC, which is going to probably be a meh pay-per-view at best.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the Royal Rumble next month, or in January. So, I'm with you. I really want to see where everything's going to lead to, especially with the women's storylines. Those are what I'm most interested in. JD, go ahead, man. What your final thoughts of with tonight's show, the entire weekend as a whole?
Last night was better.
No, we all three agreed on something. Is that crazy?
Whoa.
Survivor Series 2018 was the worst one I've ever seen.
Oh, no, this is far from that, man.
There was only one good match. One good match.
So I'm going to post on Twitter, I'm going to post a poll, and I'll reveal results tomorrow. And you guys can give me your opinion now. You've already gave me your opinion. Who would you want to be in Lars Sullivan's first feud, whether it be on Raw or SmackDown? And I don't know. I'll put some options up there, but I like yours. Shinsuke Nakamura. But I don't know who would be the face. So I guess that'll do it for us tonight for the Survivor Series review. Thank you everyone who came in, watch. Thank you again, Jake, for your help on the review tonight.
My pleasure.
And for everything you're doing. He's the MVP of this channel right now. So,
hey, somebody's got to be the MVP.
I deem you MVP. I can't see. Weird. Too much flirtation in the chat, people. Too much flirting happening in the chat.
Oh, wait. What'd she say? Hang on. let me see them big old. Oh, good lord.
I think JD's not telling us something.
Yep, I think we're gonna have to scan our chat a little bit better. Anyway.
So
there you go.
Thanks again for everybody for coming and checking out the review. Again, leave us a comment down below and tell us what else you'd like us to review. Maybe what stuff you'd like to see a top 10 done from us. Basically anything that you want to see on the Yo Bro Nation channel, let us know. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. It's Jake Capone on YouTube. Can't miss it. Got my beautiful mug on there. Also check out my TeePublic store as well, which is Capone's Speakeasy, which is in the description down below, where you can pick up this awesome Big Boss Man shirt as well as many other shirts. And definitely check out Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews TeePublic store. Follow us both on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you know, wherever you can find us, follow us. And thank you again for coming and hanging out with us for about an hour and a half. Misty, like I said, get that shirt ordered and you can get a kiss from JD himself with that shirt. So on that note,
already.
on that note, we are out of here for the night. So we will talk to you guys later.